And welcome back to the channel. Yeah, I know in the last video I said that when you come back we'd probably be bailing, but we're not yet. Because today you should see the rest of this done. The reason, yeah, she's pretty tidy looking. Actually, the reason that I've stopped here to film is what you're looking at here is amazing. That's not very amazing, Paper Doc. I have a weird voice, by the way. This area here, especially to about here, through here, and then back towards, there's a slough right there, kind of back in towards there. That used to all be kochia. You can kind of still see some of the kochia there, where it's a bit thinner. But this whole area would be kochia. Whenever it was in oats, even when it was in Liberty canola, even putting Liberty on there, kochia is hard to kill. Yeah, you can Roundup it out, but it just keeps coming back. But this, putting this area down to alfalfa, outcompetes it. Plus you're cutting it down all the time with a big ride-on lawnmower, and then the alfalfa just comes back ripping fast and takes over. So yeah, there's that slough there, which is grass, and I don't know what that weed is that's there. I'll leave that and bail it up at the end, but yeah, no, I just figured I'd stop and show you this. You can kind of see some spotchy parts there. That's where the kochia was. Like some of the parts where it was thicker last year, there was still kochia there when we cut the cover crop, which was basically weeds. So whether it outcompeted the alfalfa and the alfalfa didn't quite make it in those spots there, but everywhere else it did. And like I said, you can see the odd thin spot, but you see beyond that where the rows, like what the rows look like. Yeah. So yeah, everything has its place. Like if you have cows and you have like a combine field and there's a spot where there's kochia and stuff, quit wasting your money. Sow that area down to alfalfa, just alfalfa. Sow down to that, and then cut it for a few years, and then you can put it back into crop. Yeah, and I was hoping to be getting a whole bunch of parts in at dealerships today. Mrs. Piper Dog is away picking up stuff. Thanks, honey. So yeah, she's away getting stuff from Show Lake Farm Equipment, my AGCO dealer for the loader tractor, so I can get front wheel assist back on the tractor, which will be handy loading some of these heavy bales. Gosh, some of them are 1900 pounds. And there was supposed to be a bunch of stuff in at Mazers. There is bolts for the blades, because I'm out of bolts. I still have the little donuts that the blades pivots on, but I'm out of bolts. So need some more of them, kind of important, considering I keep finding these. This header's incredible at picking rocks up out of the ground. It's bizarre how it does it. Keep growing. So there's bolts and there's blades, but there was a couple of parts that was ordered for this to come from Regina, the city's name that rhymes with fun. And it's, if anybody is going by, I'm going to pick up the header for this. If anybody's going by this hayfield local and they're like, hey Doug, why is your rows not very straight? Get a little bit of a wiggle. Yeah, I'm not on auto steer either, but there's a little bit of a wiggle. Because this is why. There's the swath that's starting to turn, not turning. There's the swath that's starting to turn, so there. there. So almost half a wheel. So there's little linkages underneath. If I get a picture, that's what I'll do. I'll put a picture up here. So yeah, those arms are on either side of the pump. So when you use the stick going back and forward, you're pushing both arms at the same time. And then when you turn the steering on that shaft, he said shaft. Anyway, so when you turn the steering, it either pushes one shaft forward, one of the arms forward and the other one back, if you turn it hard enough, or it just pushes one back and one forward. So yeah, when I'm driving along swathing, I'm doing this basically the whole time, depending on whether I'm on undulating ground. Anyway, that's taken a really long time to explain something quite simple. It's because somebody who was quite simple was explaining it. Yeah. So yeah, needless to say, the part's not in, so squiggly lines it is. Once I'm done this, I'm pretty well caught up for a while. I think I might still have some highway still to cut. There's a whole bunch of highway ready to bale now, though. But it'll be a while till the other field that we're doing second cut on, it'll be a while till it's ready, so there's plenty of time to do the fixing. Let's get on. Here we are, back on the highway. So I do a few miles. I was planning to do a lot more this year, but I think with all the rain and how well our crops are turning out at home, I don't need as many highway miles. Highway miles are a little bit more expensive to make because you travel slower. Plus you got to haul the bales. And touch wood, you don't get too many breakdowns, i.e. broken glass and bits of metal. For the most part, it's mainly trash. You keep an eye out for any of the really bad stuff. But yeah, I think people just don't like this angle. And I don't even have duals on. I have talked about this before. I used to have duals on this tractor, but the duals weren't very handy in and around the yard when this used to be in the mixer wagon. So what I did was I took the duals off and then I extended the inside wheels out as far as they would go on the axles. So I still have lots of stability. Like, I've never had this thing up in three wheels without having duals on. And it's a great fit for the baler because it doesn't trample on the edges of the swaths, whether it's hay or straw. So yeah, as long as you can get past the angles, because some of the angles do get quite steep. This is nothing. This isn't even 45 degrees. Jeez, some of them are way over that, way over. So yeah, and I only bale if it makes it worthwhile, and there's quite a few bales, both sides. So yeah, GG. Well, not bailing. You look out there, you'd be like, well, why aren't you? Well, it's currently Thursday. We're supposed to get kind of a chance of rain on Sunday, probably Monday. Got up this morning, we now have a 70% chance of rain this afternoon. Came out of nowhere, and it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. It will rain. And then they said we have another chance of rain right away. So I figured come out here, but at least we'll get the headlands off. And that way when I'm raking that stuff, which I know is still green, because that was cut so it would be ready for Saturday, 2 days from now. Well, I just baled around the outside, and on the underside it's green, and not the good kind of green. Green like it was cut yesterday or the day before, where in fact it was cut 4 days ago. But because you get a heavy dew every night, it's like a rain on it. So that's what's pounded it down onto the ground. So we're gonna have to rake it, but I'm not gonna rake it because there's not enough time now for it to dry out. before the rain comes in 3 hours. Because like I said, if it was moisture, like just wet moisture, it probably would cure down just enough to get it in a bale. But it's green moisture, and that will take a day to come off. So I'll go back and finish up my highway bales, because I know that stuff is ready, because it's grass. Grass cures down fast. Just not having luck with alfalfa this year. It grows. Not having trouble with it growing. I'm having trouble with it getting cured down. So yeah, Piper Doug's not in a happy place today. Bah, humbug. Okay, I'll bring you back when I'm over there doing the other stuff. Yeah. We're back at this nonsense again. Yeah, it's got a great color. It's because it's green as can be underneath. So that rain last night didn't amount to a whole heck of a lot, but it was enough. Enough to stop everything. So they're calling for rain again in 2 days from now, and that one has been pretty much there since the start. So I'm gonna flip over the headlands, and then between today and tomorrow, hoping I can get these rows at least thrown up into bales before the next round of bad weather. And at least that way that'll let me get raking in and out of these roads without having to worry about headlands. So yeah, never easy, eh? Never easy. Yeah, still a few bales to pick in the field. Got to be quite a good pile over there though. But I'm not in that field. And there's no bale picker behind me.
Well, what's going on today, Piper Doug?
Hauling bales. Hadn't planned on hauling these bales until that field was done. Well, that one right there. Icky thump. But, as a lot of you will have noticed, last night was a blood moon, full moon, red. So yeah, picking the bales yesterday, everything's going just tickety-boo, trying to keep away off the headlands because alfalfa's getting nice and tall and didn't want to trample as much as possible. And I look over here and there's 10 calves running across the field, and there's 2 in the bottom of that field over there, where they're just ducking underneath the fence. That's right, I said ducking. Ducking under the fence and going for a wander, as calves do, because they're also Satan's little helpers. Fences are clicking like a bugger, but it's a full moon. As we all know, calves turn into squirrels. So, chased them out a couple of times. And of course, one time, one of the big steer calves goes blowing right through the bottom wire, breaks the gate wire. That's why I don't like gate wires. That's why I like gates. And that's what these will all be eventually. Once the wires are all 4-strand barb with a hotting top, which all the fences will be, like the paddock in front of the house, and all the gates will be hard gates. So, the cows are being good. They're actually fairly good. They'll stand. They've got lots to eat. Like I said, that ravine there has lots of food in it. So the cows are quite happy. They do a lot of yodeling because they figured it was exciting time, so they were going to get moved into another field. They are going to be getting this field, but I was hoping to at least have another week until they come in here. But I just I just had visions of coming down here and all the cows in here beating these bales all to heck. So, load them up, get them out of here, get the gate shut, get the power wire that closes this all off, and have it sitting ready. That way it's good. And there's the 111 over in the other field north of the dam to load up, so I'll probably go and grab them too, because that way it's peace of mind, and then I can just concentrate on getting this done. The headlands that you just saw me raking up over there, that was yesterday. Yeah, that was just after lunch yesterday. So it sat the rest of yesterday, and it's going to sit the rest of today, and then they called the rain off for tomorrow. Yeah, beauty! So it's just on Monday. And then Mrs. Piper Doug tells me at coffee this morning, oh yeah, there's rain tonight. I swear to gosh, the weather guessers, it's like they all have it in for farmers. So yeah, just after dark, there's a 40% chance. Right about midnight, there's a 50 to 60% chance. And then the rest of the night, 40% chance. Now that might not add up to anything, and that's my head, you hear me knocking. Chances are it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Say it together. But we had a huge thick fog right at daybreak this morning to go with that blood moon. So yeah, it was almost like a thousandth, not a thousandth, 100th. Is that what it's called? Yeah, it's like 100th of rain. It's like, dang it. But it is sunny and hot today, so I'm gonna do this, and then hopefully I'll be all wrapped up by supper, do my silage, feeding the ones in the yard, and then go in the baler. And hopefully those headlands will be ready, because I want the headlands off and out of the way, and then that once this weather is past, get the rest of the field powered up. Okay, I've rambled on long enough. Bales, trailer, haul, repeat. Honest to God, I'm absolutely at a loss. Absolutely at a loss. Look at this. It's as green as the day it was cut. It's been down a week. It's been raked. That stuff's almost dry. You got these pockets. Yeah. It's green. Honest to shit. Where's the damn wind? No wind. And like a tenth of dew every night. Just packs it right back down. That was raked up yesterday, and now look at it, flat down again. We had a fog this morning you couldn't throw a rock through. And now it's supposed to rain again tonight. Honest to gosh. If I could afford one, I'd go and buy one of those McHale wrappers. Just make marshmallows, screw it. Honest to gosh, I almost wish for last year's drought, at least you could make hay in it. Yeah, almost dry. Like I said, it's been down a week. And it's not even heavy. Like that's over 30 feet in one swath. I don't know, guys. I absolutely don't know. Well, I gave her the college try, guys. Honest to gosh. Yeah, I made probably about a dozen bales, and they're all about 10% too green. But here's the funny thing is, a quick bale in here. I tried one swath where it wasn't raked, and it was still kind of green in the straw. So I left the back door open and I went driving. And I used to do this with my New Holland. Can you spot the difference? Yeah, that shows you how flat that is pounded into the ground. And that's just by dew. We've had no rain on that. Just dew. Gonna get a rain on it. But yeah, running it through the pickup, just with the RPMs up and the back door wide open. Fluffed her up right nice and good. But I'm not doing any more because it's gonna get rained on. Yeah. A whole quarter. What are you gonna do? It is what it is. So yeah. It's gonna, I don't know if you can make it out, but you can see the green there. Now yeah, it is alfalfa, so it's gonna be green. But you can kind of see the green stem. So, like I said, I only made a dozen of them. Let them sit out here and sweat it out. I only did what I had to. I left this swath here, and I left the other two headlands up at the top end, and I took the headland that's next to the swaths off either end. But yeah, look at that. See how it's bleaching underneath already? I just don't get it. Oh, look at that. Little lawbreaker in a bare butt field of hay stubble. They've got the ravine there with all the grass in it, but no, they gotta be in the bald prairie hayfield. Ah. So yeah, that's the curse of farming. When you know that's coming, and you've got all that money sitting out there, at least $30,000 worth of hay, and you know that's going to take at least $10 to $20 a bale off of them, because you got to tell them it's had a rain on it. And this stuff, like, we've made our hay. We have enough hay for us now, and we're not making any more silage. So yeah. So I don't know whether a V-rake would make it any better, but yeah. You can see there, green. She's green. So we've got the chance of rain tonight. Tomorrow's supposed to be clear. Then we have a chance of rain on Monday, and then it's supposed to be clear. Then we have a chance of rain on Wednesday, and then Thursday I think so as well. What do you do? Yeah, like I said, I took the headland off here to let me get in and out with the rake. Yeah, thunderstorms everywhere. Okay, enough doom and gloom. Big shout out going out to my dad. By the time you're seeing this video, he will be going in for surgery in Scotland. He's going to have, I think it's a hernia. He's going to have a hernia fixed. So everybody give big positive thoughts and prayers and all the things that you, all the Ouija stuff. And yeah. Love you, Dad. Talk to you soon.